The machine was on.
Welcome to the voicemail dump truck on this, what is it, Thursday, February 8th, 2024. My friends, we present to you today the exciting conclusion to Catch Me If You Dan. What a week it has been, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the voicemail dump truck. My name, once again, is Jeff Bakalar. I'm joined by Dan Reichert.
Hello.
How are you?
Never been better.
Wonderful news, Jan Ochoa.
I have also never been better.
Well, let's go for 3 in a row. Come on, Mike Bonatti.
I'm all right.
We almost
We'll take it.
We almost had a universal consensus. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program today. We've got an update, if you will, on something that happened last week that just sort of fell into our laps a little bit. Dan had made mention that he had a voucher for JetBlue,
Which I still have now.
well, yeah.
So the
yeah,
problem really wasn't fixed at all. But
No, this wasn't a problem necessarily.
No.
This was a prompt, right? This
Yes.
Is what got the conversation started. 2 awesome things happened, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1, we worked together and we got Dan to go to a mystery city for the most part without him knowing. And number 2, he shaved his beard.
yes. I
Yeah.
did. Because
Wow.
like, if you see the video, I get like 9 different things stuck in my beard while I'm eating in Fargo. So I chopped it
For,
down a
for
little bit.
audio listeners, more of a trim than a shave, let's
Yes.
say. He's
Yeah,
being
but
very
it's
cleaned up,
certainly
you know?
it's less unruly. Yeah.
It feels a lot better. It's
I
not
bet
as
it
itchy
does.
or tangly or it's a
It
lot
looks
better.
great. It looks great.
Thank you.
Very much encourage everyone to go watch the video. Catch Me If You Dan. It's up on YouTube right now. Jan did a wonderful job editing it. Dan did a wonderful job documenting it. And you all did a wonderful job watching it. So thank you for doing that.
I mean, I don't want to take any credit because wonderful job. I literally just went around and ate and drank and saw monster trucks on company money. So
Yeah.
look, what a saint I am. What a great
No,
job
but-
I did. Like,
No, but I do
freaking
think
host.
like
Yeah.
you know, it does take something to like drive it to do the vlogging thing and to drive and like to get it going. Like that's not easy. Not everyone would just get up and do that. And believe me, when we were, you know, because I rewatched the beginning of last week's episode when we were talking about this, and I'm like, you know, just for an idea of like how this would look when we edited it, and it was like, I mean, for me, at least for me, like from my point of view, just hearing about this and then making the decision right away to just be like, I'm gonna leave in 48 hours to go to a mystery city, like
less than
that's-
40. It would have been like 3 or 4 on Thursday that we were on the show, and then I was in the air by 1 on Saturday. So less than 48 hours I was in the air.
yeah. So all those things considered, like give yourself some credit. Certainly not an easy thing to just take on and to do and to just sort of nail down. But like, man, I'm just so happy we did it. I'm just so
I am
happy
too.
like it all
Yeah.
came together. You
I mean,
know?
that's the kind of shit I love to do. The fact that like we came like that was not a planned thing last week. I literally just brought up that JetBlue thing, and the conversation you heard was the conversation we had. And then I saw people like I don't remember if Minotti was doubting that I would do it, or I saw chat or whatever. Like, you're not actually going to do that. I was like, are you? If you don't think I'll do that, you don't know me, because that's the type of shit I fucking love doing.
I thought you would do it, but then like I was kind of just sticking around while you and Backler were talking about it, and it was beginning to sound like there's just it's just not practical. There's all these challenges. There weren't really any flights from that airline from your airport. So when I left the conversation, I was like, oh, that's not happening. That's too bad.
well,
That's why we had to pivot. Yeah.
yeah. So like that's the thing that I quickly started to think about, and not until we had wrapped up the show. And I like sat down, I was like, wait a minute, can we even do this? Like, is this bad? Like, should we not just be like, can we just send a person on a thing? Like, like all of a sudden, like responsible brain kicked in, and
I talked
was
that
sort of-
down.
yeah, you definitely got in the way of that. And it was just a lot of me, playing out scenarios in my head. Like, is this okay? Like, what if this happens? What if that happens? And we but the way we did it, and the way we like pulled it off, I think is pretty sick. Like, I don't know if you want to get into detail, Dan, of like what the stupidity that ensued, but
we showed part of because I legitimately wanted to go as far as I could without learning where I was going. So like we showed part of that Discord call in the video, and then afterwards I had Backlar remote into my computer to go into my email to delete any of the auto email confirmations that come through. You went onto my Google Calendar to delete all of those auto entries that got put up. I turned off all notifications on the Delta app. I had Bonk print me up a physical boarding pass. So I literally, like when I went up, actually, I didn't even need to pull that out because at some airports now you just give your ID and they swipe it and all the information's there. So I literally got to the gate, and this part's not in the video, but like I was texting my friends Brian and Ross about like, oh hey, I'm at the airport now. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going. And they're like, what? And I was trying to explain it, and I kind of explained the parameters. And my friend Ross said, oh, have fun in Fargo. Like he just kind of like was half joking, like that was his guess.
Oh, wow.
And then I was like, oh wait, I didn't even think of that. And as I was thinking that, I was standing at the gate, and I had been trying not to look at the sign the entire time. And I looked up and I was like, oh shit, it is Fargo. So I could see like as I was boarding the plane. But there were points at the airport where I was walking up this random woman who was very nice. And it's like, listen, this is very weird, but can you look at this physical boarding pass and look at all these times and tell me just if my flight's delayed, if it, which gate I need to be at, but don't tell me where I'm going. Don't tell me where I'm going. And like I asked if I could film. He's like, I don't want to be filmed. No, what do you like? I'm going up to people like at the airport, like, can I film you and look at this paper? And
see, but that's what I'm saying. Like, not everyone would do that. Not everyone is like happy to do that.
No,
the lady was very nice, but she didn't want to be filmed. So I was like, okay, I would love to like film talking to someone about this. And so I saw like a youngster, and he was on a cell phone. He had a smartphone.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, this kid's hip with technology. He would get the humor and everything. He knows what a podcast is. And so I went up to the kid, and I was like, hey, I got a weird question for you. And he's like you can tell he's immediately suspicious.
Well,
and
I mean,
like,
look at you, yeah.
and he had to like leave his friends to walk. I walked him over to the thing. I was like, okay, let me explain this. And he was more wary of it than I expected, but he also did not want to be filmed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I made it far. I made it far without.
I can't believe you
knowing.
made it into the terminal without
that's
knowing
like
where you were going.
You're right, Mike. Like usually there's a question of like, where are you flying to today?
Right.
I was waiting for that, and that would be unavoidable. If they asked me that at TSA, I would have been like, oh, I don't know. I'm doing a fun thing where my friends booked a flight and I don't know where to go. I wasn't going to explain the
I'm part of a Dare
excited.
podcast. I can't tell you.
Oh
I've
god,
been
the
having
monster
that
truck
job,
lady.
asking that question 1,000 times a day, and somebody for the first time ever is, I don't know.
Yeah. So hey, Mr. Burns, what's your first name?
Exactly.
I don't
Love
know.
it.
I do
Exactly.
not know.
The energy. So I think it's also worth sharing that like we were trying. So Dan and I were on a chat, and I was sitting here trying to find a place, and I wanted first we were like trying to go as rural as possible, and then I just was like looking around at some like North Dakota towns, and I'm just like, oh, you know what? Like, I don't want them to go somewhere where it's just gonna be like fucked up and weird, you know, like you know what I'm saying? Like I had found this one town that seemed like it had like one main drag, but it was like mostly residential. Like you zoom out, and like from Google Maps satellite view, it's like nothing but like big green squares, and then there's just like one little grid in the middle, and you're like, is that where I want to fucking send this guy? And I'm glad we didn't.
Well, because the thing that probably like there is something funny about that, but probably what would have happened is there's like one place where you can drink, and it's probably like a diner that closes at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And if I go in there and I instantly get the vibe that like they are not into what's going on and don't want to be filmed and don't want me filming, then it's like, well, what do we have? So like Fargo was absolutely perfect. As soon as I got to that hotel and I looked down, I was like, there's a lot of shit here. Like this is going to be perfect.
Yeah, I only know Fargo from afar, and like just seeing you go around there seems like a really cool place. Like it seems like a Portland adjacent.
Would you say there was
town.
far more in Fargo?
The city of Farmore.
The city of Farmore.
Yes.
But yeah, so and just I guess it was just sort of like dumb luck where I was just looking around the thing and I'm like, oh, you know what? This is the spot. It's only, what was it, an hour flight maybe?
Oh, if that. Yeah.
If that, right?
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it was great. It was so easy to get. The hotel was nice. The city was nice. 24 hours on the ground. I found like a billion different things to do. Very nice people. Everyone was super, like, Upper Midwest. Very nice people. And like 3 different Giant Bomb fans that all were fine,
That I
on the
can't
video.
get
Someone
over.
had
I
your
cannot get over
book,
that.
Dan.
That was insane.
How
That
the
was-
fuck did that happen?
whether or not like one of those other dudes called him to come over, like the fact that he
That's my
had it
assumption.
with him, right?
I think,
I would
the
hope
salt
so.
guy. The salt guy, I think, was like, "Hey, Dan Reichert's in Fargo for some reason," and the guy just threw his paraphernalia in his bag and came down.
I mean, if he was
That
just
track.
if he just happened to have that on him, that would be
Yeah, yeah.
sell it at
Then
airports,
Fargo has
so-
far more of a
This is-
problem.
This now it's all starting to make a little bit more sense now. Okay, all right. No, great job, everyone. That was awesome. Thank you for making that happen. That was
Well,
super sick.
Thanks for being so game for it, Jan. Thanks for the quick edit, and Mike, you're also on this podcast.
Yeah, Mike,
you.
you definitely greased the wheels, I think. So you're part
Yeah.
of it.
Well, if
you know.
I'm pretty
Mike
important.
if Mike didn't talk about going to his Gopher convention over the weekend,
Yeah,
I don't think that would have inspired
Oh,
anything.
You know what? So there, thank
Yeah.
you, Mike.
It's all
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I like beer.
yeah, Mike, how was your gopher thing?
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
wait,
it was
wait. Mike,
The groundhog thing.
you also had an assignment last week as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
we can't talk about that.
So,
Wait, do you
look,
have a video, Mike? Do you have a video to share as well?
Folks, let me show this file.
no,
All right, here we go.
no.
Why is it security footage?
Oh my
It's the
god.
Hogan video.
We got,
Oh,
look,
no.
I don't know how much of a thing we can really make this.
No, we can't at all. But also,
I'm
how was you? Speaking of hogs, how was your hog event?
Oh my god. No, the beer fest was good. The problem is it was great. Had a really fun time. Had a deep discussion about like double stuffed Oreos.
Yeah, you went deep on that?
Yeah. Well, my one friend who's an idiot is like, that's the standard is double stuff. And I got mad and I said, then what are they doubled from? If
That's
not-
like saying like supersized fries are the standard. It's like, no, it's comparing itself size wise to something else. Like,
Yeah.
that can't be the default then.
That
Right.
might be what you buy more of, but that doesn't mean that's the
Oh, yeah.
default.
Well,
Yeah.
he does that all the time. Like the thing that he likes, it's not good enough that it's his favorite, but it has to also be like the most popular or like the original. Like he gets into a fight with my brother about what's the original Doritos flavor, and he thinks it's nacho
Nacho.
cheese.
Why are
my
you
brother
friends
thinks
with this guy?
My brother thinks it's Cool Ranch.
And nacho
They're
cheese.
both
Nacho
wrong.
cheese.
Neither of them are the first flavor. It's
Wait, I'm sure
taco
there's-
seasoning. But like,
Right.
that's not the
Well-
point. They just like those ones.
But
They
no,
don't-
no, the default Dorito is nacho cheese for sure. Like that's the one.
I
That's the
think I
first one
agree
you
with
think
you.
of, right? I like Cool Ranch better, but I think like when I say Doritos in my head,
Yeah.
you picture a nacho cheese.
I think you're right.
red
Yeah,
bag.
I see that tint of
But that's
orange
not what
and
he's
red.
saying.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mike,
Yes.
look, I don't want to criticize your
My friends.
roster.
Don't
of
you call
friends.
your friends? Don't you call your friends idiots all the time?
I do.
We don't
Uh,
need idiot friends.
But for the purposes of this, you're just gonna have to suspend your disbelief a little bit. No, I think like it says a lot about a person by the people they choose to surround themselves with.
it's
right?
true. Yeah, look at me right now.
You know,
I was-
and
damn it, beat me to it.
between your ridiculous stuff take, original nacho cheese flavor people, shit holding what is it? The
Oh,
fucking-
Poop City Slamma Jamma. This
yeah,
is not
yeah.
the Poop City Slamma Jamma
I'm
guy.
just saying.
Keep
just
in
patting
mind,
yourself
Mike
in
also
here.
carols with some of his friends too.
That's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, yeah. The TMNT Christmas caroling. That'll be a holiday thing. But anyways, I drank a lot of beer and felt fine, but then we went to an Italian restaurant and I got a whole bowl of gnocchi afterwards, and I wanted to die after that.
Why?
Like, I had
Why
to
is
go
that?
home.
It just
It's
gave you
filling.
agita, like
It was
agita?
so much gnocchi, and I just ate all of it because I still have a like weird Italian family problem with leaving leftover food,
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
and was so full that I wanted to die. And my stomach was probably already just absolutely filled with beer at this point. So yeah, that was my problem. It was too bad because some of my friends were still hanging out and like partying, and I was like, sorry, I ate too much gnocchi. I gotta go home.
Sorry, I'm incapacitated.
My tummy
Yeah.
hurts.
I'm done.
My tum.
But it was fun. No. Not
all right,
as
well,
funny
we-
as dance weekend, but
Yeah, I was gonna say we know what Dan did this weekend. What about you, Jan? What do you got going on, dude?
All right. I've talked about this on the side several times and joking around. Oh, does it shoot and log? And I finally got a new phone because the top portion of my screen wasn't working, so I couldn't like adjust the brightness or like look at my notifications at all. I'd have to do like the assistive thing where you swipe at the bottom and then it'll like bring the whole screen down. But y'all know phone cameras are good now.
They're really good, yeah.
And like, Dan, you shot the whole Catch Me If You Dan on your phone, right?
There's the shot from the really well lit one from the hotel room when I'm in the robe, and I was looking at that on the video. I was like, God damn it, that was just my phone. That's a really good camera.
The microphone was also pretty good because you didn't have like an additional thing tacked onto it, right?
I was in a bar playing music and stuff like that, and it's still like, had to do some stuff in post, but like overall pretty good.
But yo, for audio listeners, I bought this like lens protector thing, right? That you can pop off if I can get it to pop off correctly. And then like this is a UV filter here, and then I bought another thing.
So it's like what is it got, like ND filters too?
There are ND filters, but this is a UV one to block out the ultraviolet rays, and this one is a Pro Mist filter, so it'll make the footage all hazy and stuff. So
like soap opera.
Yeah. It'll make it a little softer because like iPhone camera videos or like the smartphone videos are always super sharp.
Yeah,
this will naturally like kind of dull it out and soften all the edges.
The Barbara Walters Vaseline on the lens.
Exactly.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just get Vaseline all over me. Yeah. You know, 'cause we're going places this year. Thought instead of lugging around this camera that is always dying on me, it may be easier to shoot on a phone. And then the phone also shoots in log now, so that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, sick. Good stuff. Good stuff all around, everyone. In case you couldn't tell, this is a call-in show. 707 exit flu is our phone number. I'm curious to see what kind of collection of shit we got over the week, because man, did we go in a lot of different directions. So let's see how that shakes out. Unless there's any other matters to attend to, let's get into these voicemails, baby. And we'll start with the one and only Fargo's brightest citizen, Dan Riker.
Let's go with Nuck If You Buck.
Oh, hell yeah. Let me know if you can hear this.
Hey, Dumpers. The Sonic movie spin-off, Knuckles, was revealed with a trailer that had a epic version of Nuck If You Buck on it.
Oh my God, it's so good.
I was just wondering what future video game adaptations should get which early 2000s rap song over them, preferably like an epic, sad, somber version. All right, just curious. All right, take care, y'all.
Nuck If You Buck is one of my favorite songs of all time.
For real? I don't know.
I get so ready to fight someone when it pops on.
You could do Nuck If You Buck Bumble if they ever made that movie.
Oh, there you go. Well, but Buck already has its own rap.
That is true.
You have to use that. I think my knowledge of early 2000s rap songs may not be good enough for this. I'm afraid.
Is this it's Crime Mob?
Yes.
Okay. I've never.
There's got to be some like Ludacris or something.
A good Luda song. Luda's due for music again.
Has there not been like an epic move bitch yet in a movie trailer?
It's probably been in one.
If they do like a Burnout, if a Burnout movie comes out, they should use move bitch.
Crime Mob's a bit redundant.
They're letting you know what you're about. I would like what's a walking video game?
Walking?
What?
Yeah,
like Firewatch?
Death Stranding.
Oh, Death Stranding.
Walkie?
Oh my God.
Walkie?
Hideo Kojima, get ready to cut the check, buddy. Do Death Stranding, but to DJ Unk's Walk It Out. And then it'd just be fantastic.
DJ Unk's.
Oh my God.
All right. I don't have a suggestion for this. This is not in my wheelhouse, folks.
Oh, you could
Say,
do
like Gravel Pit.
Just name a song for me, and then I'll figure out a video game.
All right, Mike.
With it.
They're gonna make a Guitar Hero movie, and they're gonna use "Party Like a Rock Star." It's gonna be great.
I like it. You did a good job. That's what I'm here
Thank
for.
you, Mike.
Okay. There's that Biggie song, "Give Me the Loot." If you do like a Destiny movie or anything like that, or a Diablo
I know
movie.
that song.
that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
There's so many choices. So many. I'll come back with some more as I think of them.
Man, I heard a new Sad Bastard the other day. What the fuck was it from?
Take T.I.'s Rubber Band Man to whenever they make a new Fantastic Four movie, and it's just Reed Richards, and you just hear Rubber Band Man.
Oh my God! Any of the chats or anyone can call up for next week. There is a new Sad Bastard cover of something.
Was there? You're not just thinking about the incredible performance of Fast Car from the Grammys, are you?
No, not.
Which I can't stop thinking about.
Okay.
Is there a candy video game or a game where candies?
Within a candy shop?
Candy
I was
Crush?
just thinking Candy Shop or Candy Crush.
No, what was it like?
Or D4L's Laffy Taffy.
No,
Mike, you would like that song. Mike, I think you would really like the song
Laffy
Laffy
Taffy?
Taffy.
I know
It
the
was-
Candy Shop one. I think that might be actually about something else, though.
I'm not joking. It was
candy?
It was like such an appalling song where you were just like, how are they doing this? How did
Was
they
it
just do this?
Ghostbusters? There weren't many trailers this last
Was it
weekend.
Ghostbusters?
There
What
was a new
Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters trailer. Otherwise, I don't know what else had a trailer this weekend.
What the fuck was it? It's gonna kill me now.
50 Cent's Many Men could be for Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, that'd be
Many Men
good.
on screen,
That'd actually
yes.
be good.
Is there any
Yeah.
rap songs with the word mega in it so I could get some Mega Man?
An obscene amount. Ooh,
Okay, we'll figure something out there.
you do a Jenga movie and set it to Mike Jones is still tipping.
Oh
Mike-
fuck,
Mike Jones is the name of the character from Star Tropics, I
Who?
thought.
dude, you're
Star
oddly
Tropics.
good at this,
Ooh.
Jan. You're like,
This is my favorite era of hip hop because this is when my parents just let me listen to whatever. Despite being born in the Bay Area, I have a weird fondness for like dirty South style rap. I'm
Yeah, I
like,
believe
oh,
that.
just let it soak in my lungs. If I could get my hands on a DJ Screw
Oh.
tape, oh fuck.
It's
Back
kind of
Lord,
mine
it
too,
was-
because I grew up with just my dad being like, anything that's not classic rock isn't music. Don't listen to anything that isn't classic rock. Then I went to college and all my roommates and stuff listened to like 02, 03. That's when I was like freshman year dorms and stuff. It was just nothing but like that era. And I was like, wait, I actually like a lot of this, and kind of got into Biggie and Wu-Tang, and yeah.
Nobody told me what I could listen to, but it ended up just being like a lot of Weird Al video game soundtracks in Disney anyways. Was it Backlar, was it Twist and Shout at the end of True Detective recently?
oh
there's a
no,
Sad Bastard
I'm
of
not
that.
watching the season
I'm
yet.
caught up on that, yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay so far. There's a lot of threads going on, not a lot of answers right now.
I've heard really good stuff though. I'm surprised you did.
No,
yeah,
I'm not disliking it by any means. I'm
Okay.
just like, we're like halfway through the season. I feel like,
Mm.
all right, it's that Lost thing where it's like as it
Yeah.
got closer to the end, it's like you're still introducing a lot of mysteries and you're not really solving any. So let's get somewhere here.
I'd like to go back to season 1 again if I could stomach it.
This is only going to make sense to me. But you take a game where there's like a dramatic change in a character, like he gets his shit beat out of him, and then there's like a time skip. Maybe Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah.
But then set it to Mike Jones's back then, just so they can use the line, "Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. Hoes all own me." For when Clive like becomes like Daddy Clive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh God, I fucking
Everyone
love
got
Mike.
that.
I love Mike Jones, y'all.
Good.
I like
Mike
Star
Jones.
Tropics
Mike
too.
Jones.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what he means.
Like oh
Um,
God, I fucking love that phone number. Don't
Look
call
how-
it anymore though.
Look how happy you are. Look at the smile. Look at the genuine
Paul
smile
Wall
on your
is
face.
the people's champ. Paul Wall wouldn't take that from Cody. Oh man,
Did you see that rock thing?
I
Yelling
saw
about the
it.
Cody crybabies?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching that thing in like 2 hours. But full on asshole rock. Anywho. They're talking about wrestling again.
Yeah, I just lost the thread on that. It's okay. We'll get back to dumping here, Mr. Minotti. Pick a voicemail.
right. Time to talk about something I know about, Red Lobster.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I used to work at Red Lobster. Yeah. What up, 3 a.m. crew? Y'all were talking about Red Lobster, and I used to work at Red Lobster, and I used to fucking slam those Cheddar Bay biscuits like fucking 20 in a shift. It was a serious problem that I'm still contending with to this day.
Also, Lloyd Banks used to come into our Red Lobster all the time, and he's not exactly nice. He's a fine guy, but he loves Red Lobster, and he did not want to be bothered while he was eating his scrimps. All right, love you.
Love you too. Thank you, caller. Holy shit, 20 in a shift? That will fuck your day up.
How many calories do you think that is?
I bet one of them is 250 to 300. That's
I think they're more. I think one
Cheddar,
is 360.
Bay
I can see it.
biscuit calories. Yeah. Each biscuit is about 160.
Oh, that's not so bad. That's not so bad.
All right, you get some butter and stuff on there, though, some honey. Like,
Yeah, that's honestly, that's way less than I thought.
Same. That could be 20.
That's still like a pornographic amount of Cheddar Bay biscuits.
A daily amount of calories, yeah.
I worked in a kitchen. You're eating scraps nonstop or sneaking
100% all the time.
Yeah, my favorite was like anytime we had to fry up the boneless chicken wings, right? I would always like put an extra couple in, and I would have like the styrofoam cup because you're allowed to have fountain drink, but I would just put boneless chicken wings in there, like barbecue sauce, and shake it up, and every once in a while just gulp down a chicken nugget. You know, anything you can do.
Wow.
Well, because one of the best parts about working in food is you just get to make your own shit, right? And it's like, well, this is on the menu. I'm going to mix this and that. I got in trouble when I worked at the Vietnamese sandwich shop because, you know, we'd have spring rolls. But what I would do is instead of making 3 individual spring rolls, I would just, in a Triforce style, load up the rice paper wraps and make a giant spring roll burrito. And it became a thing where folks visiting the shop would see me eating that, see me wearing an apron, and are like, "Can I get the burrito thing that guy's making?" And then I got yelled at for doing that.
Oh yeah, I don't want that. You're making off-menu stuff.
Haters.
I made my boss throw up at AMC theaters. We did a thing where we would take a cup or like the courtesy cups for water and see what the grossest thing you could make that would just, you know, using that space allotment. And I put like 2 giant things of that like nuclear like popcorn salt orange stuff, and then just like a bunch of like butter, like AMC butter, and then like a spritz of Sprite, and then a little bit of a Slurpee and everything. And I dared my manager Alexis to drink it, and she drank it and just sprinted off to the bathroom and puked.
Wait, so what do you think was it that like was the
viscous butter mixed with the like
I guess the butter.
4 tablespoons of salt?
Yeah,
it was bad. Yeah,
yeah, that's wow. I never heard from Alexis ever again. Too bad.
God, I love Red Lobster. What a fine establishment. It's very cozy in there. I like all the flags. I like how it's. I like restaurants where it's kind of dark. They have like those naval flags, and they each represent a letter. They're just on the wall, right?
Oh, that's not what stood with me. Oh, like all these years. Okay, maybe yours had more flags.
And I liked when I was a kid, you would walk in and they'd have the tank, and you'd look at the lobsters.
The tank. Yeah.
Oh, that kind of tank. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you like at some age you learn like what they're there for, and you're upset for like a day, and then you get over it because you have Cheddar Bay biscuits. It's great.
Yeah. They just put that a big old basket in the center of the table, and they're just like,
"Isn't it the best?
Hey, have as many as you want. You want me to? I'll refill this.
Will they refill it?
Oh yeah. I mean,
the best is you get you got to get the lobster bisque. You like break off some of the Bay biscuits and you put it in the bisque and you mix it around, so you get like a spoonful of that Cheddar Bay biscuit in your bisque.
They even had a dessert that I was really into. I think it was called like fudge overboard.
Oh yeah, I remember fudge.
Keep with the maritime theme. And it was just like a chocolate sundae brownie, but fuck, man.
I'm not a very nautical person, but I do love nautical themed things. Like the Yacht and Beach Club, Ekelar.
Yeah, there you go.
Disneyland. Yeah, I love that.
Oh, believe me, Minotti, there are 3 rooms in my house now that chronically smell like the Yacht Club, okay?
Oh, yeah. That's the way it should be.
That's what we did. All right. Thank you, caller. Thank you, Red Lobster, our newest sponsor, and Jan Ochoa. Choose the next voicemail.
Let's keep it to chain restaurants. TGI Fridays.
Hello, this is Ben from Melbourne, Australia. Hi, Bomb Crew. You might remember me from my voicemail about the Asian Beer Cafe with the hentai girls on the urinal. Anyway, you guys have been talking about chain restaurants recently, and right next to that place is a TGI Fridays. I've never been to one of those before, so I always thought it was a bit passé, but decided to go and watch the Super Bowl there because they had a really good Super Bowl package. with wings and bottomless Coors. Now, two things. I've never been to TGI Fridays, but I've never drunk Coors. Have I made a terrible, terrible mistake? Please advise. Thank you, and sorry your Lions didn't make it, Grub. I wanted them to make it too. So, yeah.
I'll relay that to him. Of course, it's fine.
Well, I mean, like, yeah. I mean, we know what my position is going to be, so I'm not even going to say
it's a domestic.
It's not something you drink for the taste. It's something you drink. You want to drink a lot of something for a long period of time and get drunk.
Totally.
It'll do the job with Bud Light or any of that. Yeah.
Normal Coors Banquet beer is actually pretty good. Like Coors Light tastes like Miller Light. It's fine, but Coors Banquet beer is better than maybe you remember if you haven't had in a while.
I like the bottles on the banquet.
Quarters to Rockies. Banquet beer. Yes, I do like the Silver Bullet.
It's in my opinion, it's like two of the worst American exports: football and Coors Light.
Of course, so Coors, you dislike Coors Light significantly more than like a Bud Light or a Miller Light.
Oh, it's not even on the radar. Like I don't
really
like even when like someone brings like a 30-pack for after a hockey game. I just like can't drink it. Like when someone brought Stella's the other day, and I was like, I'll have one of those. Or like a Labatt. I like Labatt.
Labatt.
Sure, Labatt's fine. But
yeah, Labatt Blue.
I'm just rather have a Coors.
Do you have Boxer around where you guys are at?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's 36 packs for $12.99 last time I got that, which was like
what?
Is that like
13 years ago?
Is that like a Natty Light competitor?
Oh.
It's probably a tier below that, I would say.
There's no tiers below Natty Light. Oh no.
Yeah, Natty Light below Natty Light is just like we let some liquid ferment in a bottle, and here you go.
Right.
Like
my go-to in college was Milwaukee's Best Light.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, is that like a Natty Light level?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Natty Light adjacent, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
There's slight age difference between us here, but where do y'all land on PBR?
I'm fine.
I would put PBR in front of Coors, Miller, Bud. Like it's in the tier above the worst tier, I think.
Okay.
PBR definitely had a big comeback right when I was like in my 20s, so everybody was drinking PBR again.
Yeah,
when we were going out. It was a whole
I was
thing.
one of those people, Mike.
I think that's the lowest.
Felt dirty.
That's the lowest tier beer that I would drink.
I always think about Blue Velvet when I hear about PBR, right? Because Dennis Hopper, because the guy's trying to drink Heineken's like, Heineken, fuck that shit. Pabst Blue Ribbon. And like my friend, you know how like sometimes your friends say something a lot and it starts getting out of control, gets exaggerated. Yeah. At one point, my one friend would say Pabst Blue Ribbon so ridiculously, it was like, Pabst Blue Ribbon! And this would get longer and longer. It became like a competition to say who could say Pabst Blue Ribbon the most ridiculous. Fun stuff.
Will he still do it, Mike?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's got like 2 kids now, and he'll still.
Can you have him call in, leave a voicemail of him just doing it for next week?
Ooh, I'd like that.
I'll try to do that. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. I mean, he's got like a newborn. He's probably up at 3 a.m. anyway.
Sure.
Time to call in, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mikey. And thank you, caller. I want to hear how your Super Bowl goes. I didn't realize in Australia the Super Bowl is important, so cool.
It's probably
I wonder what kind of package you got going on there. They said there was a package.
Unlimited Coors.
You can ask a person that.
But I bet it's like a wing. It's like a wing thing too, right?
Yeah, I think there was a wing deal going on.
A wing situation.
I said it last week that my TGI Fridays just got replaced with a Twin Peaks, and the Twin Peaks is open now. I'm going to have to go there.
Please
Let me tell you
report
about
back.
Where I was thinking about watching the Super Bowl this weekend, because I don't know, because my dad's going to be in town. He always comes up Super Bowl weekend every year. And when I live in Minnesota, and so I was Googling, like, I don't know, where's a good like watch party place? I'd love to go to like a bar or be around people or whatever. I Google it, and it took me to a Facebook page saying 31st annual Super Bowl party. It's Rocket Man's party. Now this is a public page, so I'm fine reading this here. But let me describe this here. Come and enjoy the Super Bowl around the house. Hang out and check out all the wild projects we've been working on, which include a triple pulse jet powered go-kart, a motorcycle that uses beer as fuel, and the Evil Spirit rocket. We recently acquired a prehistoric fossil collection and 80 concrete footprints from Hollywood movie stars. There is always an interesting group of people at our parties from all over the world. If you like food, drinks, rockets, hot rods, motorcycles, space memorabilia, fossils, fun, and oh yes, football, we're going to have a blast. We have 22 TVs around the house to watch this year's game. Please park in the school parking lot across the street. If you want to bring a potluck dish, that would be great. And then there's a phone number and an email address here. This guy sells rockets for satellites. He has random old movie memorabilia around his house. Yeah.
Catch Me If You Dan is not a one-off.
No,
Catch Me If You Dan is now a series. Dude, are you kidding me? You have to go.
Yeah, it's this rocket guy. His name is the Rocket Man, and I looked him up, and there was a New Yorker video, and the New Yorker made a video about this guy. He did a bunch of like Hollywood stuff. He was just like a rocket dude, and he's just inviting people over to his house for the Super Bowl. And I was considering it. I ran it by my dad, and he's like, as long as I can see the game, that's fine. And so I was about to call the guy.
Actually have way more problems with it than that.
The problem was I watched the New Yorker video, and he said like, I don't have any bad habits. I don't have any vices. I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink. And I was like, oh, there's no alcohol.
No alcohol.
Yeah. So that was kind of the deal breaker.
No, just write this guy and be like, can I bring my own? Like maybe he
I thought about it, but if he doesn't drink, I don't want to be the guy showing up and be like, you don't know me. I brought booze, you know?
Okay. Dude, an open invitation on Facebook for anyone to come to your Super Bowl party. I'm sorry. You need to expect that someone might bring a beer over. Okay.
I don't know. Probably just going to a bar or something.
All right. I thought we had episode 2 of Catch Me If You Dan.
Not going to show up and ask to film. Like, I'm not going to do that. No. I'm a respectful weirdo. It's fine.
I'm on a podcast and we dare each other, please.
That's right.
Just in case.
Their podcast. Yeah. Well,
I'd watch just in case, you guys. I'd watch that content.
Yeah.
Oh no, you said it. Video feature.
Oh shit, that's awesome. Well, I look forward to you not going to that, I guess. All right,
I was about to.
Oh man, it sounds awesome. Let's do Temu.mp3.
Yo, this is Scoob from Texas. So I'm using a dock that I got from Temu for like $2.38 for my ROG Ally, and it's working flawlessly. And should I be scared? Am I playing with fire? Is this thing gonna blow up like some kind of giant bomb? I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me know. Love you. Bye.
I've been using my ROG a lot. I could use an actual dock for it, but it's hard to like find. Like I want it to be like a dock that also charges, like right away, like my Switch does, and all these docks, even for like the Steam Deck, it's just an actual like placeholder. Then you still have to plug in your charging thing. So I'm like, well, what's the point of this? Like, whatever, I don't care.
I guess the HDMI out is a helpful thing. Like if I've traveled with the dock, so it's like, oh, in case we all want to play Jackbox, I can just kind of like Steam Deck to a TV or something. But like, I thought you would just plug it in and it charges, but not so much.
No, that's all I'm interested. I don't really need HDMI out. I'm just playing that thing in bed. No, it's not gonna blow up. You're fine. There.
Yeah. Everyone knows you should trust everything from that website, and it's all safe.
You know what's weird, and I don't know how much stock I put in this stuff, but like I had never heard of Temu. And until I think it was probably this podcast a few weeks ago. And I said, like, what the fuck is Temu?
Yeah.
Literally starting that night in my email, on banner ads, on Instagram, on like, I went from having never seen anything Temu related to me saying, what is Temu? And then it was like on 5 different platforms all in my face. Like,
so are you about to be the guy who's like, my phone's listening to me? Like, or is that what you're going to do?
I mean, I'm not like conspiracy theory guy or anything like that, but like
did you type it anywhere?
No, I think I just said, what
sure?
is it on a podcast? And then it was everywhere.
Because like, that's how it works. And it's also like who you're friends with. It's also, it's a lot of things. So you might have done something.
This reminds me of the time when Dan and I went to Copenhagen. There we go.
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
I had never Googled Kansas City. And then because I was near Dan's vicinity, I open up Instagram and I'm getting tourism ads for Kansas City on my Instagram.
Yeah, while we're in Denmark, because you're there with a guy from Kansas City.
So, like, yeah, like, again, I'm the last person to defend advertising, right? Like, I'm the last person to defend, like, predatory advertising. But I do think this, I think I've talked about this at some point on one of somewhere on Giant Bomb about this dude Alfred, who was a security reporter at CNET, who did like a 2-year investigation on whether or not the idea that your phone was listening to you was a real thing. And like he came away with overwhelming evidence that that was not true. And like I remember I was very like closely like watching his reporting, and I was like really invested in what this dude was going to find out. And like he wrote a really good story about it, and you can go see it if it's still on CNET. And yeah, like that made me believe that. And the reason it made me believe that is because a phone listening to you with its microphone is like the least effective way to gather information about you.
Sure.
All the information is by your activity and your behavior, right? And who you're friends with and where you are, your geolocation, and like what store you entered, and your just overall the kind of like constructed web of your behavior is a much clearer indication of like, instead of all the things you say out loud, right?
So so that caller shouldn't log on to anything precious while his Asus Roger ally is docked to that Temu dock then, huh? Is that what you're saying, Bacalar?
I don't know if that's what I'm saying.
I think that's what you're saying. Throw that shit in the river, friend.
Yeah, throw it in the river. Actually, there's a certain part of your phone that you can hit with a hammer that will
don't actually
break
say
that
this.
functionality.
Don't say this.
Kidding,
Someone's gonna
don't do that, you psychos.
What did it was on this, wasn't it like a couple years ago? I tried to destroy something with an axe and I got glass in my eyes.
Yeah,
That was
tried to destroy
recently.
an old phone.
Yeah,
with
that
an
was like
axe and-
last year, wasn't
That was
it?
a while.
Yeah.
That was a while ago. Yeah, I
Yeah,
do remember getting
very
glass in my eyes
concerned.
from that. Yeah, I'm good, but
Temu is also everywhere, and that fucking thing spends so much goddamn money advertising. Like, man, it hits everyone at some point. It is crazy. I get tons of ads for that thing all the time. It's wild. Doesn't feel good. Nothing feels good anymore. All right, thank you, caller. Chat went to the next one went to chat, and chat chose the big tray of scrimp.
Hey, Jumpers. Josh in Burbank. Years ago, I was at an opening night or something. There was a party, an after party. There was a big tray of shrimp. I've never met a shrimp that I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And a total stranger and I made eye contact, and the two of us together over the course of 20, 30 minutes ate an entire tray of shrimp.
Oh, no.
Sauce. Had to have been at least, 100 shrimp. And I still think about it because it was so good. So the question, I guess, is what's a moment that you've shared with a total stranger that you still think about? Bye.
Aquilar, why did you just react as if somebody told you they had like a vision of God when that person said that he ate 100 shrimp?
Because someone just said they ate 100 shrimp.
They're small.
No.
They're small. It's
No,
fine.
like I'm envisioning the shrimp ring, like the Costco style shrimp ring,
like a 2-foot diameter. Yeah.
where
Cocktail shrimp.
it could double as a tire. Like it's just like a massive
a lot of
beast.
shrimp, but if that's
It's
like
a
your
lot of
meal,
fucking no, a meal's not 50 shrimp, Mike. You're lucky if you get like 6 in like a shrimp and pasta dish.
I think
That's
it's
true.
less calories than 20 Cheddar Bay biscuits. I'll
Yeah,
say
but no
that.
one actually ate 20. This guy ate 50.
No, did you
freaking
hear?
shrimp?
Did you hear that, dude? That guy totally ate 20 Cheddar
That guy
Bay
ate
biscuits.
20.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like to me, just I'm like,
You're right. It's a lot of shrimp. It's a lot of shrimp.
it's more than the 20 biscuits, right? Like it's all I don't know. It's just maybe they're
It
comparable.
might be equivalent. It might be
Yeah,
equivalent.
I just
you could
like-
go to Red Lobster and try to do both, I guess.
Something
Yeah,
in my
when they got
brain-
unlimited shrimp, you could do it at home.
Yeah, but those are like the little bullshit popcorn shrimp, and 50 popcorn shrimp is nothing. That's like 10
that's
big
nothing.
shrimp. You know, like I just think like whenever I see a shrimp ring, and I like shrimp a lot, like that too, where it's like the cocktail shrimp, and you start like working on them, you're undoing the tails, and like after 6 or 7, you're like, I've had a lot of fucking shrimp, you know?
Yeah.
To go and do that like more than 4 times over just seems insane to me. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
About his question of like having a moment with a stranger, my first video game preview event was in don't laugh, was in Disneyland for Epic Mickey, and they had a private thing of the Tron party they were doing in that time for us, and they had Tron Teenies as a blue alcoholic drink they're giving out, and me and some other person there just we had a lot of Tron Teenies, and then at one point we wandered over to some corner where they had a Coke freestyle machine where that was still new. We were like really in awe of it when we're talking about the future a lot and how this is the future of things. Drinking Trontinis. It's a good time. I still think about Trontinis.
That's your fucking story.
Well, the guy asked, yeah, I could make you a Trontini if you want some time. I make them at home now. Get
What's
some
in
Sprite,
there?
some Sprite, sweet and sour. It's very sweet. And then some not blue carousel. I don't want that orange flavor. I get
Ugh.
UV blue, which is like a raspberry vodka
Liqueur?
thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah. No, it's vodka. So yeah. That's what I do in there. It's pretty good.
Okay.
How's that?
It's like one of those, you have a blue drink on vacation. It's one of those.
Sure. It's a vacation drink. I like that. Dan?
I was at the Red Balloon bar that closed down in Kansas with some friends back. We were like probably early 20s. And we met this woman that was probably like in her like mid 40s or so. And, everyone's just drunk and talking and stuff. And she starts going like, it was like a friendly, normal thing. And then we're all, singing karaoke songs and stuff like that. And then she starts going off about how like her and her husband got divorced because she had come to the realization that like John McCain had brainwashed her husband into joining the military, and that there were helicopters flying over her house all the time, and she'd like crack the code. And then like, me and my friend were kind of like, like, oh wow, oh, that's crazy. Wow, oh wow. And then at a certain point she was like, I've got the documents. Let me show you. It's like we can just go to my place. And so me and Nathan got into a car with her and her friends, and we went back to her place. And it's like 3 a.m, and she pulls out a fucking like file cabinet of shit. And it was like, I remember she had like the manuals for her vacuum cleaner were in there as well. Like she was handing us documents.
It's part
for,
of
like,
it.
Look, the proof is all there. The proof is all there. And we're looking, and it's just like, that's a lot of vacuum paperwork. But it was just a lot of stuff that didn't seem very rooted in reality. And then she showed us that she's like, I got a website, the documents, everything. And there was like a MySpace page that was like just like giant font Comic Sans, and it was very ranty, and it just very, very clear that it was just like, oh, this is not well, and we
No.
got out of there. So
that's what finally led you to believe that.
It was the Comic Sans. Comic Sans was the final straw.
You got to see these documents. We're like, all right, we can see it. Whatever. The bar's about to close. Whatever.
No stable person would use Comic Sans this large.
But what if she was right? Like, Dan, like, what if she, like, the documents and you were looking at them like, you're right?
We got to, that's the thing. God, what did she say? I think, because I was reviewing, that's right. I was reviewing video games for the newspaper at that point, and she had, like, overheard that at some point. That might have been how this all started or something. She's like, you work for the paper? And I was like, kind of. I write about video games. She's like, I'm good. Oh, yeah. I distinctly remember now thinking, looking at me and going, I'm about to make your career. And I was like, what? Like, you got like an early copy of Metal Gear 3 or something? Like, what's going on here? And then I did not go to print with that.
Yeah. Why do I got a story for you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. Usually those stories end in a different fashion. So
Somebody getting murdered.
or murdered, or like some advance happens, or like something weird happens, and
Just
you
some
just
vacuum manuals.
need an exit strategy ASAP.
We called a cab, and I remember like we were kind of like uneasy, like we would like to get out of here. We're like, oh please, we're calling like, hey, how close is that cab?
Oh, right. He drove you there. Oh, you're like,
you
don't have a car there.
Some of this is, a lot of this is on you. I mean,
I made some decisions as a young drunk man that were like, I probably shouldn't have put myself in that situation, but you live, you learn, all that.
A lot of weird things happen after 2 a.m. when you're out in your 20s.
Yeah, certainly. If you're not calling up the dump truck, you're causing some other havoc.
Yeah, that's how you get out of trouble. Just call the dump truck.
Yeah, when in doubt.
If one too many Trontinis, you don't know what's going to happen.
Exactly. I have a weird story that I want to share. I've never told anyone this. It's not exactly fitting the ask of the caller, but I'm going to share it anyway. In 2003, I was for whatever reason I was taking a train from Chicago to New York, and I think it was because I was going to fly, but there were like no good flights, and the train was only going to be like 20 hours, and it was just going to like work out to be a little quicker to do. And I'm traveling, and the train was very delayed, and it wound up being like 36 hours, like almost. It was terrible, but there was a group of people in my little area that I befriended. Specifically the person sitting across from me, this woman who was maybe 10 years older than me at the time. And we talked for like 7 hours straight. And we like really hit it off. We just became like friends. Like it was a lot. You know, you sit down with someone and you have what feels like endless amounts of time to talk and you talk, right? And we finally pull into Grand Central, I think it was. Yeah, that makes sense. It wouldn't have been Penn Station. I think it was Grand Central. And you know, you're like, we're pulling in. You're like, oh, we've been through so much. Like this whole thing. Like, oh, what a terrible train ride this wound up being. But I guess the silver lining is like, oh, you know, maybe we made a friend, right? Like that's nice. And her name was Rachel, I remember. And she was like, you have to give me your number. Let's stay in touch. And I don't know why I did this, but like something in me, it came out of me. I was on autopilot. There was something in my like natural self-defense that was just like, you can't give this person your real information. And I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, but like I could not do it. You know, don't forget, right? So it's like it was like almost 40 hours, right? And I just like some sort of, you know, caveman self-defense like came out of me where it was like, who knows what you told this person in 7 hours? Like, let's never let her know who you really are. You know, like don't do, you know what I mean? Like it was something so strange where I just was like
ghosted her.
Wow.
But, and also like, I think and again, sleep deprived, like just feeling real icky. They're not excuses, Mikey. They're explanations, right? They're context, right? And I just gave her a fake number and
707 exit flu.
You know, and then that was it. And I knew it was happening and I went through with it and I just did the thing. And she was like, yeah, she gave me a hug and a kiss on the cheek saying goodbye, that kind of thing. And I just was like, yeah, I just, you know, and then 10 years later, no, I'm kidding. Yeah. So I don't know. It's a weird story, but I wanted
to you were gonna say that this like person's name was Stacy.
It could have gone that way, but no, Stacy and I were already were we a thing? Yeah, we were almost a thing by then.
That would explain your guilt a little bit. Not guilt, but like your defense.
No, it was
more, I guess.
I don't even think at the time we were like even like something super serious, and it just felt weird. It just didn't feel right. Something about it didn't feel right. I don't know. I like weird stories. That is a weird story. Anyway,
good story. So the part where you were a bad person, but it was a good story.
See, now I don't think that's bad person behavior. Do you?
It's not bad person behavior. It's maybe, I was about to say cowardly behavior. That sounds harsh. No, I
it's
get
not
it.
Cowardly.
It's not. I'm teasing you. It's not.
Like, you know, I'm looking at people that are like, no, it's, you know, it's the thing. Like, you got to go with your gut. You got to go with what felt right. Again, like, I was not. There's something about the situation that didn't feel great.
Okay.
I think it's a good instinct to have if something doesn't feel right, to err on the side of caution.
My instincts have treated me mostly right over these 41 years.
I think to you it was like this, like, oh yeah, we had this like one great conversation, that's it, and now I kind of want it to be that. And she was like, oh, maybe we can like, you know, be pen pals, and it's definitely easier to just kind of lie your way out of that instead of being like, no, I don't want to do that. Goodbye forever.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this turned her into a serial killer. I don't know. Like,
what if that was the case, though, Jeff? Like, what if you giving them a fake phone number set them off?
Sucks to suck. Like, it was going to come out at some point. You know, I hate to be the one that broke the camel's back there, but like,
okay,
what are you gonna do?
Is this in a situation? In the situation I'm about to say, is this person a stranger if they are a regular at the coffee shop that I used to work at?
No, they're not a perfect stranger.
Not a perfect stranger. Like
they're not
they know my name.
Yeah.
They never told me their name.
I don't think they're a
Parasocial relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's a complete stranger.
Okay.
I think.
All right. Well,
I think there's like subtle levels of strangerdom, and that's not.
In retrospect, it was an odd relationship / situation where I felt very weird. And looking back now, red flags all abound. As y'all know, I like coffee. Used to work at a coffee shop. We had this one regular. This woman was very well put together, and I think when we opened the shop, she would specifically go to me, and I thought, oh, it's because I make coffee the best here. And then that relationship, eventually she would like, there'd be a fat line, and then my other coworkers would be free to take a drink. She wouldn't. I'd see her, and I thought like, oh, we're just friends, or just like acquaintances or whatever. Christmas rolls around, and homegirl comes to the shop, goes straight to me, bypasses the line, doesn't even order coffee, and gives me a Christmas gift. And I thought like, oh, that's nice. This might be a box of chocolates. It's like a small rectangular box. And then I open it during my break, and it is a Nike Fuel Band, which for folks that don't know, this was like an old proto smartwatch that was just like a step track, a Fitbit. Like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, early Fitbit.
And I'm like, oh, that's really nice of her. That's cool. And I didn't think much of it. And then, some of the gifts would progress to other random things. And then I just, now in retrospect, I feel weird about it. And I also feel terrible that I never asked for her name.
Did a Fuel Band have GPS?
I like this.
Oh man.
Yes, because.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yes, because I would use it to run, and it would log my miles.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Wasn't, and it was open too, wasn't it?
It was closed though. Like the price tag was still there. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Look, like we said earlier, trust your gut. Trust your gut.
Okay.
All right. I would love. I like weird stories. Tell us your weird stories. Next time you
keep
call
it under a minute though.
Yeah, that's the tough compromise you got to make. What was that? That was Dan's voicemail?
That was the people's.
Oh no, that was chat. Dan, you're back up.
Dude, never bothered.
Hey guys, so I visited some friends today, and I recently got some news that a buddy of mine was engaged. And it turns out the story is that he just got his girlfriend a really nice ring for Christmas. And then 2 hours later, they were at her parents' house, and she was just telling them that they were engaged, and he never bothered to correct her. So my question for you is, what awkward conversations have you found yourselves in that you just never bothered to correct?
Oh my God.
That's worse than your story, Becca.
Like instantly just punted mine out the window. Oh my God. That's awesome though. I love how fucking terribly awkward that is.
Oh my God.
Ooh, come on, Mike. Don't act like you don't live a 24/7 awkward. Like, come on. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm too weird. I don't know. Everyone's so used to like my bullshit. There's very little about that's awkward.
Yeah.
Gotta be something. Like all the things that bother me that I thought were awkward were things when I was like a young kid that weren't that awkward.
I got one.
Go ahead.
Oh no. Go ahead.
Oh.
This is about Stacy.
I gave her a fake number a couple years ago.
When we were in Hoboken, the building we were in offered like a cleaning service for a fee. And you're like, hey, fuck yeah, someone's gonna clean the place. Like, great. And then we were using the service for like a year. It's fine. Everything's cool. It was before Marty, so it wasn't like an issue with that, which is now an issue. But anyway, and one day Stacy was in the bedroom and she's just like, I don't know what it is. I can't find one of my favorite shirts. It's like so strange. I can't find this shirt. She was describing it to me, and I'm like, yeah, I know that one. Like, oh, I can't. Maybe you lost it. Whatever. Who knows, right? Clothes occasionally disappear. 2 months go by. Okay, this is weird. I can't find this other shirt now. What is happening? Like, this is very strange. And I'm like, that is strange. I know you've had this shirt. Weird. Okay, we agree this is both weird, but we just moved on because that's what you have to do. Then one day, a shirt that Stacy was missing was like this unique Alice in Wonderland shirt that her sister bought her. Right? It was like a really cool artistic interpretation of Alice in Wonderland. She really likes Alice in Wonderland. It almost felt like a one-of-a-kind thing that you'd never really seen before, and that goes missing. And we're just like, what the fuck is happening? Right? Like, what is we just couldn't figure it out. And I'm sure you have an idea of what's going on. One day we're walking down the street and we see one of the cleaning people, and she's wearing the Alice in Wonderland shirt.
Oh no.
Oh.
And
this is very Curb Your Enthusiasm.
And we're standing there and we're just sort of like, that is without a doubt the shirt, right? Like, without a doubt. And we're just striking up friendly conversation. We're just like, hey, this is, I'll get to see you. Hope all's well. Hope your week's going well. And we just couldn't do anything. Like, we couldn't confront this person, right?
Oh.
So later on, we had a meeting with a couple of people in the building, and it turns out this was a pattern, and it was happening to not just us, to other people, and that situation took care of itself. But like, man, was that just the most awkward 3.5 minutes of just being like, right, you're taking shit out of our house and you're wearing it around town, and you're looking at us, and you probably don't even realize that like we're the people you took that from, because yeah, it was rough, guys. It was rough.
Probably for the best you didn't confront her. That would
it's closed. What are you gonna do, right? Like,
what are we gonna do? Like, I want it back? No, not now.
Right now, right? Like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Awkward.
I did remember one time in high school, my buddy like had a band. They made a website for their band, so he like wrote it down. It was Angel Fire, if you remember that.
Hell
so it was
yeah.
this really long URL. So I took it home and went on, and either he wrote it wrong or I put it in wrong, but that didn't come up. And it was just some like site with like a few like porn things showed up. Nothing crazy. Back then, there's a lot of that. So I just like throw that paper away. I was like, oh, I don't know what happened there. I'll ask him later. Then like days later, my parents call me in the kitchen and they're like, Mike, do you ever go on pornographic websites? And I'm like, a 15 or 16-year-old, so obviously I do. Like, I mean, I'm like trying to like be cool, like, oh, like, yes, I guess I have before, blah, blah. And then they like take out the crow paper, like, we found this in your trash, and I had to be like, yeah, that was supposed to go to somebody's like band page. I don't know, and I guess like they backed off, but then later I was kind of indignant. I was like, why are you going through my trash? What is happening here? So that was just kind of weird.
That is weird too. Yeah. Nice. And that was last week. Unbelievable.
Last week. Yeah, awkward.
I've had plenty times where I just haven't corrected someone that my name isn't Jan and that it's actually Jan.
Probably happens a lot. Yeah.
And it's gotten to the point where the optometrist I actually like in the area only knows me as Jan. But the thing is, she's such a nice person which is added to me never wanting to correct her. But anytime she sees me in the lobby of the optometry place, she'll just go from her door, Jan! And then it's like,
having fun with it, and you don't want to snuff that out.
Exactly, because she can't go Jan. I guess she could, but like Jan just like flows better off the tongue. And then it's
your name, man.
It's gone to the point
where
after an appointment, she'll be like, "All right, see you later, Yanny." I'm like, "Okay, now you're adding to the name that isn't my name."
Oh Look, like you're in that spot. You can't.
Yeah, I can't. She's a very nice lady.
Yeah, it's too far gone. Too far gone. All right.
Far more.
I think we got time for one more, guys. What do you think?
Sure.
All right. Let's see. It is you.
New Game Plus.
Hey, what's up, dumpers? So let's say for whatever reason you've died, and
Jesus.
Your corporeal, ethereal, spiritual form wakes up at the start menu of a video game screen known as Your Life. And on the screen, you see New Game, Load Last Save, Options, and then you see New Game Plus. My 2 questions. First, do you select New Game Plus? And second question, if you do, what's different about your life in New Game Plus that would be different from just a regular playthrough? All right, that's it. Love you. Bye.
I mean, yes, you do. You selected, and then you were born again with obviously all of the knowledge you've accrued throughout up to wherever you died. Also, any like muscle memory. So if you practiced a lot of basketball, or you know how to ride a bike, you could be this crazy baby that like knows so much and is like riding bikes around and slam dunking and stuff, and you're all over the news and you're getting rich as hell by the time you're like fucking 6 years old, and then you just ride it out. It's an incredible New Game Plus.
Dan,
I fantasize about this all the time.
Going with the muscle memory thing, do you still retain like some of your flaws from your previous run? Like if you have a bad knee in run 1, when you go New Game Plus, do you still have a bad knee?
No, you know that you are vulnerable to that, so you're careful. Like you know that, like, oh, I got plantar fasciitis when I was doing too much marathon training with the wrong shoes or whatever. So now you know. Okay, let's make sure we're doing that more careful.
But why are those the rules? Like, why is it that like you only get the good stuff and none of the bad stuff?
Well,
what's the bad stuff?
I mean, it depends if the bad stuff's avoidable. Like I have Crohn's, which is just I think genetics, and people aren't sure, but I probably can't avoid not getting Crohn's again. Like, that's gonna happen. But if it's like, oh, I know that like I don't know, I skipped too much. Like I'm Jeff Grubb and I fucked up my ankle forever because of that. Then I'll do less skipping this time. Sure.
I think like I've still got anxiety and stuff, but like I also have all the tools that like would have helped me to know a lot, in like junior high and high school and college.
It is a fun thought experiment for sure. I just think what jams me up is like being in the womb, like looking at your watch, waiting to be born.
I don't.
That's
wake
what
me
we're
up
doing.
until I'm on the table.
I think when you're a baby, you still only have like so formulated a brain. You can't come out like that.
So okay, fine, but now we have all these like rules, right? Like, so is it when you are just like old enough to have memories? Like
I'm gonna say once I'm walking, because at that point I'm walking around, I have the capability for speech, and that's when I can just blow everyone's minds by coming out of the crib one morning and be like, hey, what's up? How's it going? I'm Dan.
Imagine everyone's gonna think that you are like some super special savant for a long time until you kind of like, I don't know, like reach 25, and it's like, hey, things haven't. This guy acted about as smart as a 25-year-old for a long time, and now he's just a 25-year-old. Like
at 4, and that's it. No, but like,
no improvement.
Presumably, though, if you were as intelligent as your best self at 4, you could grow upon on top of it. Right? Like,
you have more time.
Sure.
More runway.
I guess I don't know if that's how like knowledge works, but
I hope I'm smart enough that like they don't have to send me to school, because I wouldn't want to do if it's like you gotta do the whole school system again.
I'll test out that.
That's why this whole thing is paradoxical for me, right? Because it's like you're just sort of you're forcing so many very odd things to have to like happen, right? I am not challenging the believability of this. I'm just saying as an experiment in itself.
I will say, like, if New Game is just who knows what human you'll be. Like, look, I don't know. I think I've got things relatively good and lucky. I think I'm going to hit New Game Plus every time.
New Game Plus, you like apples?
No, absolutely not.
What do you think is in the options menu?
Accessibility features,
subtitles,
Southpaw,
larger fonts,
motion blur,
head bob off.
Oh fuck! Yeah. My first playthrough, I was nauseous the whole time. I gotta fix that.
Just fix your FOV. Yeah,
I think
that's it. This was a great dump. Thanks so much to everyone who called in and left us a voicemail. Thank you to all the chats that tune in live. Everyone makes this a lot of fun to do it live. And please, again, go check out the Catch Me If You Dan video. It's up on the site, up on YouTube, and enjoy that. And again, great work, Jan, Dan, and the gang for putting that together. 707 Exit Flu is our phone number. Leave us a voicemail for next week. Mike Minotti.
Yo.
So great having you here 2 weeks in a row. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yes, thank you for having me back so I could see the whole Catch Me If You Dan thing come to its conclusion. It was an exciting ride.
Yes, glad you were here for it. Dan, Jan, thank you so much. Thank you, chats. We'll see you next time on the Voicemail Dump Truck. Bye-bye.